What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Film Study for Rookies. Today we're going to talk about why Tee Higgins got franchise tagged. You know, a big reason he got franchise tagged is because of Jamar Chase and that contract not getting worked out last year. But let's talk a little bit about more Tee Higgins, shall we? So, the Bengals announced the move after Tee Higgins already announced it on Twitter or X, stating they did so with the intent of continuing to work towards a long-term deal in Cincinnati with Higgins. Now, Higgins' franchise tag means they're going to pay him $26 million for the 2025 season if he's unable to agree to a long-term contract with the Bengals by the deadline, July 15th. Now, I know reading that doesn't seem like there's much hope for Tee Higgins, but if you look to our right over here, these are players who have been franchised in consecutive years since 2019. What that means is franchise tagged repeatedly, right? Year after year. 6 out of the past 7 since 2019 have got a long-term deal, though. The only one that didn't was Brandon Schreff right here. But if you look at Dak Prescott, he did. Justin Simmons did. Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, Cam Robinson, Chris Godwin. Tee Higgins is next on the deal. You got to think, the way Cincinnati is trending, the offense they have, Burrow, Chase, Higgins, they're going to get a deal done. Let's keep it going, though. The other thing we have to look at right here is what the Bengals are going to use as kind of leverage, give or take. And they're going to look at Tee Higgins the last 2 years, all right, 12 games played. Obviously, that's going to hurt him a little bit. We're going to look at the film room and talk about, okay, he kind of makes up for that. But the Bengals front office is going to use this right here, 12 games played. Now, what did he do in those 12 games? Let's take a look right here. 2023, 12 games, 76 catches, 650 yards, 5 touchdowns. Okay, not bad. But 2024... all right, this is why they should have paid him for 2023. Because 2024, same amount of games played, almost doubled in receptions, all right, another 30 targets, 911 yards, 10 touchdowns. See, this is why Cincinnati has messed up with Tee Higgins. If you would have paid him after the 2023 year, if I'm not mistaken, you wouldn't have to pay him what you're going to have to pay him now. Because if you look at it, 12 games played, 42 catches, 5 touchdowns, you could say, okay, that's a decline from the 1,000-yard season you had before. You could try and get a little bit of a discount, give or take right there. But since they didn't pay the man, he's going to go back the next year, same amount of games played, 30 more catches, all right, and he doubled his touchdowns. Hey, but what do I know? Let's take a look at the film and talk about why Tee Higgins is one of them ones. First play we're going to look at, you got the Bengals right here, a little 3-by-1 formation. And this is huge to have, right? This is basically just a simple dig route. Okay, all right, just a simple dig route right here. But why is this huge? Because you got Jamar Chase on one side, and then you got Tee Higgins on the other side. So many teams want a number 1 receiver, right? And they think they have a number 2 guy. Some teams don't even have a number 2 guy. The Bengals have a number 1 and number 2, and that leads to this play right here. The backer, I would assume normally he would rush over here, pick up the slot. But you're going to see, who is he worried about? He's worried about Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase already knows what's going to happen here. Just watch Jamar Chase right here. Take a look what happens. He's not turning around. All he's trying to do is plant the linebacker like you saw. Let's run it back real quick. Plant the linebacker and hold the safety at the top. That way Tee Higgins can walk right in. So as you run this thing back, take a look right here. You're going to see that linebacker turns around instantly, expecting Burrow to hit Jamar Chase. But what happens? Instead, Burrow makes the next read, hits Tee Higgins right there, and he's in for 6. This play right here. You're going to see empty backfield set. Tee Higgins actually gets held right here. Bengals decline at Y because Tee Higgins is coming down with it. I mean, right here, it's 3rd and 14. 3rd and 14. And look, he's about to cut this thing out. I mean, look what he does right here. Look at the moves. Bang. Fights over the top. Woo! Nasty work. I mean, just nasty work right there on 3rd and 14. This is what I'm saying. You got Jamar Chase on one side, Tee Higgins on the other. I mean, the Bengals have to get a deal done. Look what he's doing to the DB right here. Take a look. We're going to pause it right here. The DB's just sitting there. T's already on his way. He got his food. He's on his way home. Now, you could say potentially expecting match coverage where if Tee Higgins goes this way, all right, defensive back's supposed to come over here and pick him up. But if you got two guys right here, you got the tight end, bang, does a great job taking the defensive back with them. And that just means the Bengals did their homework. Tee Higgins runs a hell of a route. Apologize for that. I mean, that's just nasty right there. Let's keep it going. Right here against the Giants. Once again, pause it off the top of the route, man. Pause it at the top of the route. This is almost like a physical crossover. And what I mean by that is there's definitely some hand checking going on right there. Right? This is just a crossover kind of 2000s type where I'm going to get physical, kind of push off as I do my crossover, and we'll see if you can stay in front of me. And that's exactly what happens right here. DB wants to get physical, as you can see. He's putting hands on him. Tee Higgins says, get up off me. Look where the DB is, and look where T is, man. I mean, once again, we're going to pause it about right here. DB's going to bite, bang, he's going to bite down right there. Watch Tee Higgins. Gotcha. Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, that's the thing about Tee Higgins that you've seen. You've seen everything, right? He's not a one-trick pony. He'll run the slant. He'll run the hitch. He'll run the go route. He'll run the dig route. He's running the route tree. Right here, it's 4th and 2. What are we looking at? I mean, you can't time this any better. I said he's ran the route tree, the hitch, the slant, the dig, the corner. And right here against the Chargers, take a look what happens. Let's see. I mean, that double move he has. Right? Bang, gotcha. Nasty work, man. Nasty work. Let's keep it going. I think we have 1 or 2 more plays left right here. Steelers dropping everybody back. Tee Higgins finding the soft spot. On what, 3rd and 21? This reminds me of the Chiefs and the Bills, that, 13-second thing? What are the Steelers? Damn. All right, let's take a look. I think this is our last play right here against the Titans. Tee Higgins. I mean, it speaks for itself. He gets dropped in the end zone, but holds on to it, man. You've literally seen everything. You've seen the go route. You've seen the slant, the hitch, the comeback. I mean, what else do you guys need to see from Tee Higgins? So if you ask me, the Bengals have to get a deal done, because if you don't get a deal done, you're going to put a ton of pressure on Jamar Chase. And not just figuratively speaking, but being real, right? Because how many teams are just going to focus on Jamar Chase? You're going to put a ton of pressure on Joe Burrow. You're probably going to take away, if you're not careful, quite a few years off his NFL career if you don't get a deal done with Tee Higgins. Now, maybe you somehow hit on somebody in the draft if they draft a receiver, but if you don't get a deal done with him, you don't understand. If Burrow can't go to Jamar Chase, let's say tight ends picked up, trying to find who his next read is going to be consistently game-to-game basis is going to be a headache for him. So let me know your thoughts. That's going to wrap it up. Film City for Rookies out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.